The man known as the godfather of artificial intelligence is now scared of the very technology that he helped pioneer. Geoffrey Hinton has left Google to warn the world about the dangers of AI. Hinton's decades-long research has shaped the AI products and systems that we use today. And in 2018, he was a co-winner of the Turing Prize, a sort of Nobel for computer science. Now he says he regrets his work. And here he is speaking to the BBC.
The issue is, now that we've discovered it works better than we expected a few years ago, what do we do to mitigate the long-term risks of things more intelligent than us taking control?
And Hinton joins a growing chorus of experts worrying that bad AI could conceivably even lead to the extinction of the human race. Today, Samsung banned its staff from using tools like ChatGPT, citing security concerns. Meanwhile, the IT giant IBM announced that it will pause on hiring for roles that AI could potentially fill, which puts nearly 8,000 jobs at risk in the next 5 years. So, how do we innovate and protect our future by ensuring the so-called moral alignment of this expanding technology? We'll discuss public policy in a moment, but first to an expert, the CEO of the AI company Conjecture, Conor Leahy, joining me now here in London. Welcome. Thank you very much indeed. Do you share Geoffrey Hinton's worries?
Absolutely.
Do you believe, as he thinks, because I'm quoting him, that it is not inconceivable that it could actually lead to the extinction of the human race?
Not only is it not inconceivable, I think it is quite likely, unfortunately. And I'm not just the only one saying this. More and more people, such as Hinton, who is really the godfather of this field, as you've already said, the closest we have to an Einstein in the field of AI, is now taking these risks extremely seriously and going to the public to actually speak about them.
Okay, so this is very dystopian. I mean, you say, not just conceivably, it could do. How? In layman's terms, what is the current danger and the nature of this technology that is so dangerous for us?
Companies that are working on this technology, Google, OpenAI, and other ones, explicitly in their goals for what they state they are trying to do is to build godlike intelligence. They're not trying to build just an autocomplete system. This is explicitly their goal, explicitly stated in their founding documents.
And means what, godlike?
This means something that outstrips humans in every form of capability. It is better than humans at every type of reasoning task, every type of physical task, at some point, every type of skill-based task, more creative in every way. I believe that if we create a system of any kind that is just vastly more intelligent than the human race, I don't expect that to end well.
So what can be done now? So some of these people, I think Geoffrey Hinton may have been one of them, big AI and tech giants, names that we recognize, signed, I think a couple of months ago, a letter, more than 1,000 of them, nearly 2,000 of them, to call for a pause. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And what were they saying and what happened?
So the point of that letter was to call for a moratorium, at least for 6 months. I personally pushed for longer, on the development of larger, more powerful AI systems that have been built so far. So I think it's quite important to explain quickly that the difference between an AI system and a software system. A traditional software system is you write code. So you write code, a programmer writes code, which solves a problem. You have some problem, you want it to do something, and you write the code to make it do that. AI is very different. AIs are not really written. They're more like grown. You have a sample of data of what you want it to accomplish. You don't know how to solve the problem. You just have a description or like a samples of the problem. And then you use huge supercomputers to crunch these numbers to kind of like organically almost grow a program that solves these problems. And importantly, we have no idea how these programs work internally. They are complete black boxes. We don't understand at all how their internals work. This is an unsolved scientific problem, and we do not know how to control these things.
Okay, so this is the bit that I don't understand, because human beings are making the stuff, right? The hardware, the bits. So how do you not know? This is the bit that I find very difficult to comprehend.
Yes.
How do you not know, and therefore, how are you not able to, to control it?
This is a great question. And so we could take examples of synthetic evolution in biology. So in biology, sometimes you would like a bacterium that produces better milk, for example, right? We don't really know how all the genes work in the bacterium, but we could select for good milk bacteria. We can try different bacteria and keep the ones who make really good milk. And then we breed those, and then we get some more, and so on and so on. It's quite similar to this. It's not exactly like this, but basically, instead of us writing a program, we just try an incredible number of programs, and we search for the ones that are the best programs. But the way these programs are written is not in human language. It's not in code. It's in what's called neural weights, which is, you can kind of imagine like just a massive list of numbers, like billions of numbers, and like billions of knobs on a box. And you have a big supercomputer that twiddles all the knobs, billions and billions and billions of time, really, really fast. And then eventually it finds some setting of the knobs that works. But what do those knobs mean? It's unclear.
Can you, for those who are not critics of this, give an idea of how it can be used to the betterment of humanity? Can AI solve world peace? Can it solve the war in Russia? Can it solve, between Israel and the Palestinians?
Well, at this point, it's definitely not. But I do think it was very important to be clear, what makes humanity great to a large degree is our intelligence. The reason we are not chimps is we have intelligence. We develop all this wonderful technology around us. We have language. We have culture. We develop societies and art and all these beautiful things. These are all wonderful things. I love intelligence. I love being human. I love all my human friends. And AI can help us with this, of course. We're seeing now, a revolution in, tools that allow us to automate simple tasks or complex tasks, allow us to generate new forms of art or media that allow us to, translate text much, much better than any previous method allowed us to. You're really starting to break down the barriers between languages to a pretty surprising degree often. So, can intelligence at some point solve these problems you describe?
And global hunger.
Yeah. Probably. I don't know, obviously. Definitely not current systems. But, if we have a system which is superior to humans in every conceivable facet, then I expect it to be capable of solving problems that we humans currently can't solve.
Currently, what is its main positive? We hear the word efficiency, which to many means replacing humans, as we just saw, IBM might, with whatever AI is.
Yeah, and, I wish I had an unalloyed positive story, but there's not an unalloyed positive story. This is always this is a classic risk that always happens when new modern technology and better tools get developed. Some people get replaced. Usually new jobs are created until they're not. At some point, we will actually run out of things for humans to do. And I think we're approaching that. When we created the steam engine, it allowed humans to do lots of more cognitive labor. We could think more. We could do more writing and speaking because now the machines could do all the heavy lifting. But if the machines also do all the talking and all the thinking, well, what is left? I don't know. Currently, they're still very useful. There's many applications in science and medicine that benefit greatly from artificial intelligence technology to develop better therapeutics, understanding proteins, to also generate art or write code.